What if I told you the Atlanta Falcons just made a move that could define the fate of their entire season, a move that mixes high-stakes risks with the promise of long-awaited redemption? And that, deep in training camp, one rookie is causing chaos, another is already facing durability issues, and a low-key signing could have more impact than anyone imagines. Falcons fans, what's happening right now in Flowery Branch isn't just routine preparation, it's the beginning of something much more intense. And I'm going to tell you all about it in detail, so if you've been a fan for over 30 years, click the like button and comment here and download Rise Up. Now, let's get to the point. The Falcons just made a bold move, and it's the kind of decision that either cements a season or haunts it. And that move? Locking down Caleb McGarry with a 2-year, $30 million extension through 2027. It's not just a contract, it's a bet, a calculated, risky, but potentially brilliant gamble that signals exactly where the Atlanta Falcons think they're headed this season, deep into playoff territory, with Michael Penix Jr. as the centerpiece. Now let's pull back the curtain a bit. McGarry isn't some fresh-faced rookie or untested backup. This guy has 92 starts under his belt across 6 seasons. His run blocking? Among the best in the league. When he's locked in, he bulldozes defenders with ferocity. He's 1/3 of an offensive line trifecta that includes Jake Matthews and Chris Lindstrom, a core the Falcons now have locked down for the next 3 years. That kind of continuity up front? Priceless for a young QB like Penix, especially when you consider the weapons he's got. Tyler, Kyle Pitts, both on the final years of their deals, and a potential cap windfall with Kirk Cousins expected to depart. But here's the flip side. McGarry has been wildly inconsistent. One week he looks like a wall, impenetrable, or rock. The next, he's whiffing blocks, out of sync, and leaving his quarterback exposed. There's no in-between. That boom or bust dynamic is exactly what makes this extension so polarizing. You're banking $30 million on whether he can maintain focus and footwork for 17-plus games. And that's the thing, this contract doesn't break the bank. It's well below market value for a tackle with McGarry's potential ceiling. If he plays to his top form, this is a steal. If he doesn't, the Falcons can escape with minimal cap damage. It's high-stakes chess, and Atlanta's front office just made their move. And speaking of calculated risks, let's talk about what's happening on the other side of the ball. The Atlanta Falcons are assembling a defensive juggernaut with rookies who are not just promising, they're electrifying. James Pierce Jr. and Jalen Walker were both first-round investments in back-to-back drafts. Pierce? A menace. An edge rusher who doesn't just push the tempo, he is the tempo. He's already earned a reputation in camp for his aggressive, borderline chaotic style. Multiple fights. Helmet in hand. And the head coach? Raheem Morris didn't shy away. He got right in his rookie's face after the latest scuffle. That's not just about discipline, it's about sculpting intensity into something explosive. Pierce might be raw, but he's the kind of edge rusher Atlanta's defense has desperately needed. Brandon Dorlus, a fellow lineman, said it best, he's fire. I love that kid. He's fast, athletic, how he comes off the edge is crazy. That edge is what Morris was targeting all along. He name-dropped legends Aaron Donald, Von Miller, Warren Sapp, when talking about the kind of personality and presence it takes to dominate. All of the really great football players that I've been around, they got edge. That edge is becoming Atlanta's identity. And while Pierce stirs the pot, Jalen Walker is quietly turning heads with his polished, high IQ play. Or at least, he was, until a hamstring tweak forced him to sit out early in camp. Morris downplayed the injury, calling it very minor, and Walker's already back on the field. But fans? They're watching with concern. After an impressive early showing, the injury sparked flashbacks to his time at Georgia where health was an issue. Now, every rep he takes, or skips, will be under a microscope. Still, when healthy, Walker has been a standout. Morris and defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich have both been impressed. The Falcons are easing him back in, but with the regular season inching closer, questions are mounting. Should he be held out of preseason entirely? Should Atlanta take the cautious route and bubble-wrap their rookie investments until week 1? And it's not just Pierce and Walker. Xavier Watts is another name Falcons fans should keep their eyes on. Expected to start opposite Jesse Bates in the secondary, Watts completes what might be the most exciting rookie trio this franchise has seen in a decade. For this defense to finally evolve from promise to production, all three must stay healthy and deliver. Meanwhile, on the other side of the roster, the Falcons are quietly reshaping their depth. They just signed former Eagles and Texans cornerback Grayland Arnold, a move that might fly under the radar now, but could prove huge in the coming months. Arnold, an undrafted free agent out of Baylor, has bounced around the league since 2020. 6 games with Philly, 20 with Houston, a brief stint on Pittsburgh's practice squad. His last meaningful action came in 2023 against none other than the Falcons, where he logged 4 tackles and 28 defensive snaps. That performance clearly left an impression. Now, he's wearing the red and black. He's not coming in as a savior, but as depth. Special teams, rotational coverage, maybe more. In a corresponding move, the Falcons released offensive lineman Killian Zierer. It's a small shuffle, but one that shows Atlanta is still tinkering, still refining its final 53. What's happening right now in Flowery Branch is nothing short of a strategic overhaul. It's not flashy. It's not loud. But every move, from extending McGary to adding Arnold, to watching every snap of Pierce and Walker, screams intent. So Falcons fans, what do you think of the McGary extension and this new-look defense? Is the risk worth the potential reward? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And while all eyes are on the offensive line and the rising stars on defense, there's a brewing story unfolding at training camp that could define the tone of this entire season. James Pierce Jr. is becoming the villain Atlanta never knew it needed, but maybe always did. Training camp fights? He's in the middle of them. Helmets flying? He's holding one. Teammates? They're not flinching. In fact, they love it. That swagger, that violence off the edge, it's what gets quarterbacks rattled and crowds roaring. Brandon Dorlus called him fire. Raheem Morris called him a necessity. And Pierce? He's not apologizing. Because the truth is, the Falcons didn't draft him to be polite. They drafted him to terrify opposing quarterbacks and bring chaos to clean pockets. The best part? This isn't undisciplined rage. It's calculated. Controlled chaos that Morris and Ulbrich are shaping, molding into a weapon the Falcons haven't had in years. But there's another narrative quietly growing louder, one centered around the player many believe could become the heartbeat of the defense, Jalen Walker. After a brief pause due to a minor hamstring strain, he's back. But the concern lingers like a shadow. Can he stay healthy? Can the Falcons count on him when it matters most? Because if he can, look out. With Pierce crashing the edge, Walker anchoring the second level, and Xavier Watts adding fresh firepower to the secondary alongside Jesse Bates, this defense could morph into something Atlanta hasn't had in over a decade: fearsome, fast, and downright punishing. It's not just about development anymore. It's about execution. It's about staying healthy, staying focused, and delivering on the promise. And what about Grayland Arnold? His signing might not have blown up on social media, but real fans know depth matters. Injuries happen. Special teams win games. Arnold's experience, particularly from his days in Houston, adds exactly that experience. He's battle-tested, knows the grind, and could quietly become a critical piece down the stretch. Don't sleep on it. So now we look at the total picture. The Falcons just made a high-reward gamble on McGary. They've invested heavily in rookies who are already shaking up the defense. The energy at camp is electric, the vision is crystal clear, and the roster? It's starting to look playoff ready. But only if the risks they've taken turn into rewards. That's the question every Falcons fan should be asking right now. Will this team finally turn the corner? Leave your opinion in the comments. Do you believe in this defensive rebuild? Is Pierce the kind of leader this team needs, or is he a risk? And was McGary's extension the right decision, or will it come back to haunt the front office? Let's talk about it. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel to stay informed. Go Falcons!